Hey, Breaking Hyman podcast.
Hey, I'm P, and I'm hungover.
She's hungover. So you host the Big Pink Pee Show.
Yep, that's me.
And tell us about your podcast. What do y'all talk about? What do you do?
My podcast is just complete and utter nonsense.
Isn't that what all podcasts are?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like me and Grace and I, we take it to a new level, you know?
Yeah.
We sometimes we don't know really what to talk about, so we just like yap, and then we'll go to ChatGPT and tell it to ask us questions.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it is kind of fun. So, yeah, Grace is my new co-host.
Cool. So you gained a co-host. I lost.
Yeah.
2.
Damn.
It's okay.
I forgot about that.
Well,
Damn.
one of them chose to quit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
well, both of them chose to quit.
Yeah. It happens, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me and Grace are pretty... So, I'll give you the story on how we met.
Okay.
We, so, we were in this group project for our... what was it? Graphic design history class?
Oh, that's right. She was telling me that the other night. Y'all did graphic design together.
Yeah, so we, I was in that program, and so we had this big class, and Dirk Fowler taught it, and
I know who that is.
Yeah, cool dude. She sat right above me.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
I
putting
was
on my timer. So
you're good. I should start doing that on my podcast.
We need like a clock or something back here.
But yeah, so I was hanging out with these 2 girls from that class, Jane and Sam, and super cool girls. I would sit with them all the time. I had classes with them all the time. Cool. And then we had to draw our names for like this group project or whatever. And so we got me, her, and this other guy, Noah. We love Noah. He's so funny.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We had this group, and we had to do a project over, I don't even know what the fuck it was. And, yeah, so I went over there, and we just automatically clicked, and she had this, giant picture of Jensen Ackles on her fridge.
Okay. Is that the guy from, don't tell me, the TV show? I know he was in The Boys, but he was also in Supernatural?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I vaguely know who that is.
Yeah, Dean. Yeah.
Okay.
So, so we just started bonding over that, and she handed me a Diet Coke, and I knew we were going to be besties forever.
Hey, that's awesome. And how long have y'all known each other?
Only like a year or so, something like that.
I mean, I get it. You can be close, get really close to people. I mean, there was a guy who's literally a groomsman in my wedding that I'd only known for about a year. And then I haven't really talked to him that much since then.
Yep. So, no, yeah.
It happens.
We just clicked. Like,
that's cool.
I've never met somebody that has like the exact same humor as I do.
But then we were talking the other night, she's into hunting and shit, too.
Yeah,
which is very not your vibe.
No.
But the sense of humor.
Yeah,
that's important.
She's like, it's so funny. Because, like, she could be, personality-wise, the complete opposite of me. But, like, we just get it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So I invited her to be my co-host. And... yeah,
she was going to be here. She couldn't make it. She had a lab or some shit.
Yeah, she had a lab or something. I don't fucking know. I barely read her texts.
School.
I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
so,
it's all good.
Yeah.
So how did, I don't even know exactly, how did you meet these guys? Was it via the art community?
Oh, like Roy and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember, let's see here. I remember meeting Bradley officially at that one fashion show that Key put on, and he had some other people.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't at that.
Yeah, Roy hosted that one.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And he had his hoops in.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah, so I met Bradley there, but I had met Roy and Jen. I met Jen first because my friend Emery was... like Jen's mentoree or whatever for hair.
Oh, okay.
And so
nice.
Emery does my hair, all that stuff. And
I know Emery. Yeah, we went to that drag show together back in June. Yeah.
Yep. So, I met Jen through her, and then I met Roy through Jen.
Okay.
So, and then I would just see them at all the art events or whatever. And then Roy asked me to come be on the Conversation Pit, and now I'm here.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we started our podcast with Roy around the same time, close to the same time, because I was doing mine solo at my house. It was audio only. Well, not solo. Me and Lori were doing, and then we moved over here, and it's fun.
Yep.
So so your podcast, the goal is to just talk about nothing.
Yeah,
And
essentially,
shed
it's more of like a laugh.
Yeah, and that's some podcasts are like, let's talk about important shit, and some are just like, hey, let's just have fun and entertain people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do something in between.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like I'm trying to do something in between too, but give
Yeah.
more of a woman's perspective.
Yeah, and that's important too because you had Cameo on, who was one of my friends and former guests. And did y'all get deep? I haven't watched that episode yet. I started it.
We didn't get too deep. We got
good.
deep about like vibrators and stuff.
Literally deep.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally deep.
Yeah.
So we just talked about like, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
We just talked about a whole bunch of shit and that whole Grinch thing that I had going on.
Yeah.
So.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that was hilarious. She really helped me out. So
that's good. Yeah, she's great. She
she's a girl's girl.
She is, and yeah, that's. But I mean, she's not like doesn't hate dudes either, which some girls are like.
Oh yeah,
no men.
Yeah,
but yeah. So far you've only had women guests. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I plan on having a man on soon, but honestly, I think
Gotta be picky.
Yeah, I really have to pick. I think it might just be Bradley because me and Bradley are like two peas in a pod. Kind of thing. So.
Yeah. So Bradley's an interesting dude. We have the same birthday.
Really?
Yes, we discovered that back in August. Yeah, so we're both. I'm 12 years older than he is, but yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, August 31st, Virgos. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
my rising sign's a Virgo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know what does that mean? What does a rising sign mean? I don't even know.
So I don't really like. This is another thing that we talk on the podcast sometimes, but. Basically, the only way that I can understand it is to look at it as your sun sign, which is Virgo,
right?
Aries, is like your ego or whatever, and then your rising sign is your mask.
Okay.
So it's like how you perceive yourself to other people.
How do you determine your rising sign?
It's like...
Is it a complimentary thing? Like if you're...
Yeah, it depends on your date or whatever.
Okay.
And then you have your moon sign.
It's like complimentary colors on the color wheel.
Almost, yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay. I know about that shit.
Yeah, I know about that shit too.
I know you do.
But then your moon sign is like your emotions and how you deal with stuff.
I'm going to have to figure that one out. Because
Yeah.
I know I'm a Virgo and that's all I know. And I know I don't want to date a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Because I was with my ex was like a Scorpio and we were together 16 years.
Yeah.
And everything shitty she did, she blamed on the fact that she was a Scorpio. And I'm like, she was one of those.
You got an astrology girly.
Well, she got into it way late in life too. And I'm like, I don't think you know what that means.
Yeah, a lot of people don't unless you're like studying it.
Yeah.
Like if you do tarot, you know it.
Yeah, she had a tarot deck, but she didn't. Like,
if you don't do
use
it, you
or
don't know
anything.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But we won't. Yeah. Okay. So I noticed you got the pink nails. Obviously, the pink hair.
Yes.
Nothing
else is pink.
Nothing else is pink.
Because I'm hungover. I didn't dress up.
No, it's fine. You don't have your armpit hair dyed
No,
pink?
actually, I shaved the other day.
How disappointing for all the
I used to do
hippie
it, though.
dudes.
I know, right? No, but I used to dye it pink.
Yeah.
In the summer.
You got to use something real like light, right? Because that would hurt your.
Well, we just put bleach on it. We didn't give a fuck.
Wow. Okay.
We just left it since that hair is like. It's like I used to dye my eyebrow, or I didn't dye them pink, but I used to bleach my eyebrows.
When you had eyebrows, okay.
Obviously, I don't have them now.
You should just get a microbladed pink.
Honestly, well, it's like sometimes I wanna do brown eyebrows,
Okay.
no eyebrows, and then pink eyebrows.
Got it. Yeah.
But so it's kind of the same thing. So that's a sensitive spot. So you have to like put the bleach on and use like a super, super low developer.
Okay.
And then you only leave it on for like 5 minutes.
Okay, and not like 20
hair,
like you were down your
yeah,
hair. Okay.
and that hair is like super thin, so
yeah,
it'll take
that's really
immediately.
Fine. Yeah. It's like dyeing pubes.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I've never done that, and I don't think I'll do that.
That seems so painful. And
yeah.
Although I bet you some very smart person has come up with like pube dyeing.
Oh yeah.
Because they have this stuff called No Hair Club for men or No Shave Club or something.
Yeah,
and it's
No
like
Shave Club.
Nair for your balls
Yeah.
and junk. I don't know if they have that for women too.
Yeah, I mean you can use Nair down there. It's just like you can't get it in.
Yeah, you can't get it in the hoo-ha. Yeah, guys, you don't have that problem. It's like, I'm going to shove this up my pee.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you have to like. I've only used Nair like a couple of times down there, and the first 2 times, like it was horrible. I had to immediately take it off because it just.
I've used Nair or Veet or whatever on my back, and it feels like a sunburn.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like a chemical burn. It hurts.
But then I put tissue paper around my labia. And
okay, we're getting into that.
And then it worked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nothing happened. Like
Hear
everything
that,
was
ladies?
fine.
Tissue around the labes.
Yes, absolutely.
Tissue paper around
just
the
a
labes.
little bit, just so it doesn't go in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, okay, that's good to know. The No Shave Club stuff doesn't work as good as a good old-fashioned razor, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, because I feel like Veet or Nair, that works really well. And this No Shave Club's like, we got to make it a little lighter for the nuts. And it just does not.
Yeah.
Just does not work. I had a friend, one of my friends now ex-wives. I don't know if they're legally divorced or not. I don't know. He has a baby with some other woman. They're separated.
They're separated.
Yeah, exactly.
And has a baby with another woman.
Yeah. Well, his first wife or whatever. She's great. Shout out Jen. She does like makeup and stuff, but she was an esthetician. And I bought one of those things to shave my back, and she was like, I could just wax it for you. I'm like, it'll be weird. I don't want to be shirtless like in a room, especially like if she was doing the junk too. And I was asking her like, how do you do that? Is that awkward? That's got to be an awkward. Are you friends with estheticians?
Yeah. So I
guess it gets.
I've gotten my vagina waxed before.
Well, yeah, it's probably a woman doing it.
Well, yeah, but. I had a friend, like a bestie, do it. Yeah. And I was just like, man, this is so weird. Yeah. Because, like, it's, me personally, I, like, if you're a friend, I'll do the natural flirty friend thing sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
But, like,
you're
not seeing anything.
Yeah, you have to have, Yeah, them looking at PP's PP,
exactly.
No, that's not.
It's
no,
a lot.
It's not.
And so, like, when I went into it, like, I was just feeling really awkward because
I could see that.
the friend, and I don't.
Were you doing it at your friend's house?
No.
Oh,
she has
it was at the.
Shout out K Money. Love you, Kirsten. She's probably not going to watch this. She doesn't even
Well, I
watch
don't know
mine.
her. I could go to her. Hey, you want to wax my balls, Kirsten? And my back?
I think she does manscaping.
Okay, cool.
So,
I'll keep it in mind. I'm not seeing anybody right now, so I don't worry too much about it. Although my back is like itching like a motherfucker because I shaved it and now it's growing back.
Yeah,
So what was the situation with Kirsten?
So like I felt really awkward going in it. One, because she's the friend, whatever, that's doing it. But also like I'd never gotten my pussy waxed before.
Oh, really?
So like I was really just nervous all around. Like, is this gonna hurt? Like I've heard that it doesn't hurt as bad as you think, but I've also heard that it really hurts.
Yeah.
So it's like getting a tattoo kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it depends on your threshold.
But I've never gotten a tattoo on my pussy before.
Yep.
So.
No, that part. But it hurt pretty bad for me.
Okay.
So
do they do it in like strips or does it all at once?
Yeah, she did it in strips. And the weirdest part is when, and this happens for men too. You have to do it too. You have to like put your you gotta get in the butt area.
Yeah.
So you gotta put your legs up. And she has to like hold you, but you also have to like hold yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah, you gotta spread all that stuff flat. Yeah, I've heard because you've seen a nutsack before. They can be very wrinkly.
I've eaten a man's ass before too.
I didn't want to get into that, but I mean, cool, awesome.
But I've seen all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, cool. You're a woman of the world.
Yes, I am.
So and that's I have heard. I was reading because I went down the rabbit hole on this because I was like seriously like I might get my dick and balls waxed, and some guys are like it's real easier when you've got a boner because like it gets it out of the way and then they can. But I'm like, but won't they be offended?
I mean, I think if you set the boundary of like, hey, is it okay if I get hard? Yeah. To do this to make it easier?
just to get to the point to have that conversation is just like I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Although I tried to use an electric razor on my nuts one time.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I bet.
It was so
like pinchy?
It was real. Yeah, I mean, I bled like a lot.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't like deep gashes or anything, but it was
like the
not.
pinch. Ooh.
No. You can use it on. Don't use it, guys. Yeah. I've never tried the Manscaped though. Mm-hmm. Those are I think made more for it. I just tried like it was actually the one I have for my back. And I'm like, right, it's all the same shit. Manscaped, Backscaped, same company? No, not the same.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Have you seen that, or have you seen Sex and the City at all?
Yeah. I watched it all.
Have you? Okay, period.
Yeah.
Period.
I've watched both movies, even the second really bad one.
Period. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, you know that scene where Charlotte's, what's his name? Her second husband.
Oh, the bald guy.
Yeah. Where he goes to the pool and he got his back swagged.
I do remember this. Yeah.
That shit is so fucking. Yeah,
funny. I'm glad at least I'm not bald because it feels like I got no hair here, but all the hair. It's like it's like it migrated away from my head onto my back. Does he make that joke?
I don't.
Seems like a joke he'd make.
Probably.
Yeah, I've got a real fucking hairy back, and I do not like it because I've lost a lot of weight recently. Mm-hmm. And it's been after, the pool beach season, whatever's over. But next summer, I didn't go to the pool all summer. I didn't, but I didn't mind being the fat guy. I don't want to be the fat guy with the hairy back. And I definitely don't want to be the formerly fat guy with the hairy back.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to have to figure this shit out.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
I want to get it electrolyzed and just have it none whatsoever.
Like the laser hair.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems expensive as fuck, though.
Yeah.
So I might just.
You have like so much space on your back.
I've got such a. I mean, it goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's pretty much.
It's like a tiger pattern.
Yeah. It almost is. It almost is. It's horrendous. Yeah. And I don't know where I get it too because apparently my dad didn't have a hairy back.
Really?
So, yeah, but my brother has I think a little bit. So
gotcha.
It's like God damn it, where do we get this?
My question is did you have a hairy back your whole life?
No. It started after puberty. It was probably like I might even have been in my late teens, early 20s.
Really?
Yeah, because yeah. So I mean, I assume guys and girls get their pubic hair around the same time during puberty. 13, 14, 15. I might have been 12. I don't know. But extra hair comes later, like the back hair. Like I couldn't grow a good beard until I didn't even grow like a good mustache till I was probably in my early 20s.
Okay.
So yeah. It's weird because, guys have so much more hair, and some women do too. I've got a friend. She has PCOS or whatever. Yeah. She can grow like a full on goatee, and she's just like, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Yeah.
But
I feel so bad for those women because the stigma that with the beauty standards.
Yeah. Well, and also they'll get guys that are like kind of like low key like. I might be bi-curious. Yeah. I could make out with a lady with a beard and mustache. Yeah. It's like, no, I don't want to be somebody's fetish. But, some people are into that. Who knows? For real. I like ladies smooth, I've never dated a bald woman. I don't know if I'd do that. Have you ever shaved your head?
No, but
you play around with hair a lot. So.
I plan on doing it.
Really? Yeah. At some point in your life?
I'm thinking my bestie Savannah is going to do it. We've had this conversation multiple times. I'm thinking, so right now I'm growing my hair out because I usually keep it really short.
Yeah.
But I had a mullet. Did you ever meet me with the mullet?
I don't think so.
No,
I met you maybe like a year and a half ago or something.
The mullet was cool.
I don't think
so I loved the mullet on me.
That's badass.
It was so cool, especially with the pink, all that stuff. And so
That's a vibe.
Yeah. And so I cut it off because I wasn't taking very good care of my hair.
Oh, okay.
And so I cut it off into a bob, and then now I have a fuck-ass bob. But I'm growing it out because...
Well, you do lots of things.
I want to do like a long mullet.
Oh, okay.
You know? So it's more feminine.
Like Billy Ray Cyrus in 93.
Yeah, but like not the short
Yeah,
shit.
no, not
I do the bangs,
Okay,
you know?
got it, yeah.
I do the girl mullet.
Girl mullet,
Yeah,
okay,
girl mullet.
got it. Okay.
So, but yeah, so after I rock that for like maybe a year, 2 years or whatever, then I'm going to shave my head.
You got long-term hair plans.
Yeah, no, because we only live once, so I got to like...
YOLO, yeah.
I got to plan this shit out. And hair grows back, so it's fine.
Yeah. I agree. Although I'm really precious about the beard, I have had it I've shaved it off once in the last 18, almost 19 years. I've shaved it off once.
You look like you would not like look good without a beard.
Okay,
I
good.
think I
That
like
is
the beard.
positive affirmation.
Yeah.
You give good advice.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I know standards and,
Right,
and
yeah.
beauty and blah,
yes.
blah, 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 blah.
Oh, thank you. I'm very beautiful.
Thank you. Yes, Morgan, you're very beautiful.
So when we ran into each other at Adolph's the other night, we were talking about the Thanksgiving thing and how me and you are both big talkers.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other people in our group, however odd it is, the fact that they host podcasts, they're not just like huge talkers.
Yeah.
What up with that?
I don't know. 'Cause
I don't shut up.
I don't really shut up either, except for like when I'm around people that shut up all the time.
Okay.
So like I
don't.
really like I'm a very read the room kind of gal, you know?
Okay.
Because I used to get bullied. And so
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in high school? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
so I
sucks.
was so like now it's like a trauma response. If somebody's being quiet, I have to be quiet.
Yeah,
Somebody's
because
talking, I gotta talk.
Yeah, it's different for women because guys can just yak and women are like, bitch, you ever shut up?
Literally.
You know, and that sucks because that deals with, you know, whatever patriarchy and bullshit. And this girl doesn't. I mean, you have a lot of interesting things to say.
I do. I bring a good perspective, but
Agreed.
So the thing with like Roy and Jen and all that stuff, like I don't know, like I like all my friends are big yappers, and so like when we had the Thanksgiving, I was like, this is gonna be nice just to like sit and look at each other.
Oh yeah.
And then you come in all hot, you're like blah 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 blah.
Well, I was really stoned that day too.
It was so funny though, because me and Roy were looking at each other.
Yeah.
And we just kept looking at each other. We were like, God damn.
That's why I'm an asset to the group.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's just like a stem of like you have to like stim, you know? Like you have to have something stimulating.
Yeah.
And I totally get that, dude.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Well, I was with my mom on Thanksgiving. I think I was with her a little while yesterday too. I can't remember. But I'm gonna go hang out with my mom. I'm being a divorced guy. I hang out with I lived with my mom for about 10 months. Yeah, no, my mom's great.
Yeah.
But she's so uncomfortable with silence.
Really?
She will not shut up. And she's telling me about like people and things that I do not know about. We're at least like having a conversation, like I'm asking you questions, you're asking me questions. It's like, oh, I know the people you're talking.
Conversation.
My mom's like, it's to the point because me and her don't overlap a lot in our social groups and our interests in anything because she's a 64-year-old woman. It's we don't have a lot of but it's just this need to talk, and I'm like, God damn it, am I like that?
Well, you know what? I've found, not to get too introspective.
You can get as introspective as you want,
but I don't know. In the past 2 years, I've found like the comfortability with silence.
That's good. Is that something you've actively worked on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to therapy and I noticed
Okay.
that I was dominating, like the first couple, like the first 3 times in therapy, I was dominating a lot of the conversation.
Okay.
And so I wasn't getting to know my therapist. So I didn't even know if she was good for me. And so I started thinking about this after therapy, like the third time. And I was like, maybe I need to shut up. And I was like, like, I don't know. And so the next therapy session, I just kind of like sat silent and she was like, what do you want to talk about today? And I was like, honestly, kind of want to talk about how I'm dominating a lot of our conversations here because I feel like I'm doing it in a lot of other aspects of my life. Yeah. And so now we had a good talk about it. And now I really think ahead in a conversation, unless it's like a nonsense conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm always choosing what I need to say. And I've had the problem of trying to get something out so quick because, when you're like riffing or whatever with people and you're like, okay, this will be funny if I say this, blah, 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 blah. Like, let me say it. It doesn't need to be said.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm seeing my counselor, I think a week from today. So that's maybe something. I've been seeing her a little over 2 years. And I do know that she's great for me. Yeah. She's awesome. My sister-in-law recommended her. They're very similar. Period. Obviously, I can't go see my sister-in-law as my counselor. But they have similar vibes. And Kreia, she's great. She's and she recently had a baby over the summer, cool. But I should talk to her.
Yeah, honestly, because they're gonna help you out with that shit. Yeah, because they know where all that shit stems from.
Yeah,
Yeah. So.
Well, it's funny because about a year ago, right around Thanksgiving last year, I met this woman at Adolph's, and we hung out a few times. And she had a boyfriend at the time, and then she broke up, and we hung out. But long story short, she told me when I met her, she's like, I could tell you weren't just trying to like pick me up or like take me home. Like you're like actively like, oh, I want to see if this woman would be good for a relationship. And I like cut to the chase when you were talking about where you want to go with the conversation. Because if I am talking to a woman that I might be interested in, whether it be at a bar or out somewhere or like on a dating app, I'm like going to be like, I want to get in. And if they're not with me, because this woman very much was like following my, she knew where I was going with every question and stuff we were talking about. If someone is just like, they're not meeting me there, I'm like, I'm not interested. Unmatch.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Yeah. Because well, here's my go-to.
Yeah.
If I'm on a dating app, this is honestly, this is my go-to in person too.
Yeah.
But I just come up with I'll look at a profile.
Yeah.
And I'll find something that not necessarily piques my interest, but kind of interests me.
Okay.
Sometimes it piques my interest, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'll find something interesting on their profile, and then I'll either roll with that, make fun of them because of it, or
nice.
or just come up with something sometimes I did this thing to this one guy. His name was Dave or something. I don't know.
Dave Clayton.
But I couldn't really find anything on his thing, but he was very cute, and so I go, Dave ?
Dave ?
Yeah, that's it. And he was just like, yes. But I just I want to keep it interesting then and there.
Oh, that's
because
smart.
if they can't reply back fast or in person, if they can't keep up right then and there, they're not going to be able to keep up with me.
Okay.
So because
that's good.
Then if we're talking about more deep or introspective things, I need somebody to keep up with me with that, because I go a million miles a minute. I'm like,
and you go lots of different directions too.
Yeah. I don't even know what I believe in now.
Yeah. It's funny, since I started doing stand-up comedy, podcasting, me neither. I mean, meeting people like Roy, that's like, blah, 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 conspiracies. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. Or is it?
Yeah. No, yeah. And same with Grace. Grace is the...
Oh, is she into that shit? Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, so we've talked about some serious stuff, and then she just turns it into a joke. But
yeah,
no, I don't know what I believe in anymore. It's crazy.
Are you typically pretty serious minded? You seem like you're pretty. Your vibe is pretty fun.
Yeah,
and
so
non-serious.
I can get serious.
Okay.
But more times than most, I'm not that serious.
Okay.
Unless somebody else starts the serious conversation, I will get serious.
In what context do you get serious?
Really anything. So I can turn anything into a joke or anything serious.
Okay.
If we want to talk about like politics, I'll joke.
Yeah.
I'll get serious, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you did get serious on the election podcast because you were the only woman present.
Yep.
I think me and you may have been the only Kamala voters present.
I think we were. But or even sex, sex talk, I take more seriously.
I have noticed you get very serious with that.
Yeah.
And I when I'm in the moment, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Although I will make a joke sometimes.
I make a joke too.
But
during it's fun.
Okay.
You know? But more times than most with sex talk, I'll get serious just because there's this thing with young people that they think everything is funny.
Yeah.
Because they're nervous about doing experimenting.
Yeah.
You know? And so I would rather have a serious conversation about it, see what a person is into, blah, 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 than make a joke about it.
That's smart and mature, and you're meeting someone where they are.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. But a lot of those people, they don't match that energy. They're like, what? You know.
What? You're talking about eating ass
so
right now in a serious manner?
Literally.
Yeah.
So it's just that's just, but virtually anything, all the way from politics to sex.
Yeah. So. Well, I mentioned that last night. I ran into one of those situations where I'm like, should I be serious right now or not? Because me and a couple, Russell and Paul and who else? Ricky. All went. You know, two of those guys have licked your armpit.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's awesome. It was a fun show. Come to Roy's live shows when he has them.
Absolutely.
Once the weather gets better. But we went to Midland for this open mic. And my friend Johnny, who was hosting the open mic portion, I was like, "Hey man, how you been?" I hadn't seen him in a few months. He lives up in Midland, Odessa, and he's like, "Yeah, my grandpa just died." I'm like, "Oh, dude, that sucks." And I was like, "Is there a joke? Is there a joke to be made here?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." But then he was up on stage joking about it that he had to get rid of all his grandpa's porn and stuff before his mom and aunts.
Dude, that happened to me. I had to get rid of my grandpa's porn.
Well, you're probably more equipped for it because you're like, wow, grandpa big booty black bitches.
No, literally.
Did I hit the nail on the head?
Yes, you did.
Wow.
And you know what's so funny? He was kind of racist.
They all are.
Yeah.
They all are.
It's that generation. You know,
yeah, exactly. Like Strom Thurmond's like, we got to segregate. And then I'm going to have a half black daughter with my maid or
literally.
whatever.
Well, and he would say the N-word with a hard R.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Too.
How old was your grandpa? Was this your great grandpa?
No. He was like 70 something.
That's too young.
Yeah, it's too young to act like that.
How recently did he die?
Right before COVID.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, that means he was either born in the 40s or 50s. He's way too old to be, or way too young to be having that. My grandpa would occasionally slip and say but he was born in 1927. Yeah. He would be 97 years old if he were, and he knew it wasn't right. Like he owned a gas station. Shout out, this is the Gulf. The Gulf is why I have that. So he owned a gas station. And I went into, someone else bought it after he sold it. He owned it until the 80s. And they had a bathroom around the back that said coloreds only. He didn't use that one. He just used it for storage or whatever.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, my mom, they were in a little town. They couldn't segregate, even if he wanted to. So, everybody came and hung out at his gas station, you know. So, and he saw the differences in people just like everybody does, but, you know. No, that's crazy. Your grandpa was into black women, though. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, and
that's awesome. Good.
I don't know.
I wish he could have lived his truth.
I've seen some of
you could have been black.
Literally. But I've seen some old pictures of my great grandparents, and they were farm folk.
Yeah. Same.
So
same. Yeah.
Maybe it stems from that.
It does. Well, and also, I mean, it just carries over because only like 10% of the South owned slaves back in the day. Not very many, but
you had to be super rich.
You had to be wealthy because like most people didn't own like one slave. They owned like 100, and they all worked the field or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but these poor Southern whites, when the slaves were freed, they're like, well, what's the difference between us and them now?
Yeah.
We're all poor. And then that turned into racism.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's really stupid. And everyone has to have someone to look down on.
Yeah.
But,
That's
hey, we almost
is.
had a black woman president. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
Well, we did have a black guy president.
Yeah, but like black woman, like minority.
I know, right? Yeah. The minority. Cool. And she's part Indian too. I mean, that would have been rad. But,
hell yeah.
Yeah, I started watching the TV show Veep just because it's like, hey, we could have. Have you ever heard of Veep? It has Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Elaine from Seinfeld, where she plays the vice president, but then later on in the series, she becomes the president. Oh, it's on HBO.
No, wait, I think I've seen.
It's a comedy. Yeah, it's like a 30-minute comedy. It's really like satire. I watched most of the first season, and then when she lost, I was like, well, I'm never going to get to live this dream for real.
Yeah.
We're not even going to have a woman president, let alone a black woman president.
I know.
Yeah, but I hope, maybe next time.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that like women are more encouraged to
run. And I work at the university in a specific a STEM related department. And it's most of my advisees, because I'm an advisor, are women or girls, women, whatever you want to say. I mean, you're 18, you're an adult, you're a woman.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy how many more they're going to go into the science field, and I'm like, that's great. It should be that way.
I feel like
I have a woman doctor. I prefer it.
Yeah, I prefer it too. Well, and like I've had like a man doctor before,
Did they listen?
and not really. They talk over me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, listen, I'm very in tune with my body, okay?
Yeah,
I know what the hell
Especially the hair.
Literally. I know what the fuck is going on in my body. I pay very much attention to it. And so, like, I'm having this, and I think it might be this. Yeah. And they're like, well, we're going to go ahead and run some tests because I think it's this. And half the time, I'm right.
Yeah. It's cool being a guy where they always listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because my doctor, Dr. Carrie Caffey, I'd recommend to anyone. She's great. But I'll go in there and I'm like, this is what I think's going on. How about you tell me? And that's but if I know, if I'm like, my dick's bleeding or whatever, then I'll be like, okay, that's never happened, by the way.
Also, I think I've noticed that women doctors ask more questions than men doctors.
No doubt, because they probably had that experience as patients.
Yep.
And they're like, these guys don't. Yeah, I mean, female friends, when I was married, they all, like, the reason I go to a woman doctor is because that's a carryover from when I was married. We saw that, because she's like, I want somebody that's going to listen to me. Because she would, like, she had the biggest pain in the ass on different birth controls, and she would have breakthrough bleeding, and I'd be like, I shouldn't have this.
Yeah.
Why is Yaz fucking with my shit or whatever? And the male doctor would be like, that happened.
Yeah. When I first got on birth control, I was taking the pill.
Yeah.
And the pill was not good for me.
A lot of them aren't.
Yeah. They're not. Ladies, stop taking birth control. I just stopped, and I was on it for 7 years, okay? Please get off of it.
Get your dude to get a vasectomy.
Literally.
If he's got, I paid $100. My copay was $100 for my vasectomy.
Can I tell you this?
Yes, you may.
To get a vasectomy, you get pain meds after, right?
Maybe. I mean, I think they just gave me like Tylenol 3 or something.
Well, like,
it wasn't anything. It wasn't that bad.
That it's like you can get prescribed.
Oh yeah, I mean they definitely gave me something,
right?
Yeah, for like a week or two.
When you go to get an IUD inserted in,
they don't give you shit.
They don't. They tell you to
that's
take
painful
time.
as fuck.
Yeah, more painful than a vasectomy.
I believe it.
Yep. That shit is crazy.
They deadened. They gave me 2 local anesthetics. Blah blah blah.
That's another thing. They put you on anesthesia. They don't put women on anesthesia.
They didn't give. They don't give a local.
No, they don't do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about my ex a lot, but she had an IUD, and it was so fucking painful. So they put it in, and then it's got like a long string, and then they go back in there and they cut that string just to to make sure. It was so painful for her. She pulled it out herself.
God damn.
But it was fucking with her emotionally too. She's like, she was walking the dogs one day. I was like still at work or I was doing something, and she's like, I got so mad at them. I wanted to hurt the dogs. Yeah. And she's like, I never want to hurt the dogs. Like, why would I want to do that? And she's like, I went home and I yanked it out. Yeah. And she's like, and I felt okay a day or two later. Yeah. No, it's crazy. So,
birth control is crazy.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did the shot, Depo-Provera. I think that was the most effective for her because you don't have to worry about it for 3 or 4 months or 6 months or something. Yeah, 3. But I mean, she always still had like breakthrough bleeding and a lot of them, Depo-Provera has the chances of infertility afterwards too.
And I was on that. I did a little bit of research after because so with the Depo, you're supposed to only be on it for like 3 years.
Yeah, I think she went past that.
I was on it for 5 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they took
But you don't want to have kids.
Nah, fuck kids.
Yeah, your eggs are already scrambled.
Yeah, but
fried. Sunny side up.
Anyways.
Poached.
That's fucking funny. Yeah. But I was on it for 5 years, and so they took me off of it.
Okay, that's
I wanted to be on it still because it was just easy.
Yeah.
And so then they put me on the patch. But after...
My ex was never on the patch.
Yeah, I liked it. It was cool. Yeah. But it's just kind of ugly.
Yeah. NuvaRing? Did you ever do NuvaRing?
No fucking NuvaRing.
NuvaRing. It is funny. So I worked with this guy years ago, and... Jason at the strip back when you've heard about the strip in Lubbock, all the liquor stores. So me and him were working at one of those. This is like in 2008, and I was telling. So the NuvaRing, it's like a friendship bracelet. Yeah. And you pinch it together and you put it up. So that ring has all the hormones and stuff. And the idea is that they release everything locally, and it goes throughout your whole body.
Yeah.
Because some women prior to that were taking like an orthotricycline or a Yaz or something and shoving it up their vagina, and they're like, that'll work, right? And then somebody had the idea, yes. So it's like a ring, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how a vagina works. It doesn't stay in that shape. You push it together. So this guy Jason's like, so does your dick just go through that thing? And I'm like, yeah. It comes out. It's like, oh shit, it's on my dick now.
It's like a cock ring.
You don't know. Yeah, it's like a cock ring now. It's like, you don't know how vaginas work, do you? Like, no, they have to fold it together and put it up there. Yeah. It's they should have just had the Nuva stick, but it's a ring, so they could hook it back in, and you could pull it out after a month and put in a new one. I think do they last longer? I forget how long they last.
I don't know.
They have to be kept in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah,
if I have to put something
cold up your hoo-ha.
Literally, if I have to put something in my vagina, take it out and then like wash it, whatever, put it in the fucking
you
fridge.
Just throw it away when you're done.
Or like the vice versa, if I have to do that, fuck
that. We did all kinds of crazy stuff. We used the Today sponge. We used VCF, vaginal contraceptive film, and those are basically use multiple forms, and you don't have to use a pill. Yeah. You don't have to. There are lots of ways. Pulling out.
Yep.
I mean, what is your feeling on condoms?
I'm for condoms.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Unless, honestly,
if you're in a monogamous relationship and even within a monogamous relationship.
because you know me, like
I'm vasectomized, and I'm only gonna do monogamy now. I'm not fucking around. I'm too old for that shit.
See, I'm not monogamous, and I don't think I'll ever be monogamous
That's cool.
again.
Nobody has to be unless they just want to be.
But I do this thing where I take on lovers. We all know Mountain Man. I talk about him all the time.
Lovers. It sounds so gay.
I know, right?
Or it's very like Victorian.
Yeah.
This is my lover.
So literally my lover. But so those are the people, like the fuck buddies that I trust.
Right.
You know, that like I can put full trust into, and I don't need a monogamous relationship to fill that.
That's cool.
So like
And you're
those
practicing ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah.
Of course.
I guess
E&M.
ethical polyamory.
Ethical polyamory,
Yeah,
cool.
I think I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Polyamory is a lot, but if you can handle it,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh wait, I was gonna tell you this thing about
Tell
the
me.
depot.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
The depot is now causing brain tumors.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
So
Don't get the shot in your head.
yeah. Anyways, back to the condom thing.
Yeah.
Fucking. So I think if I trust them and I know that like I'm their only person, or if they have like one other person that they're
Right.
seeing, you know, and if they're constantly getting like tests done,
Right,
Because
yeah.
I constantly get tests
Yeah, I
done.
just got tested on Tuesday. I haven't been tested since the last person I was with.
I should go more because you're supposed to do it like what every 3 months or so.
Yeah. I mean,
go,
if I
like-
haven't been with somebody new in that amount of time, and I hadn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I usually get one done around like every 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, that's
or
still
so.
that's still good.
It's still good. So I'm very cautious, you know.
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
the days that I like am feeling a little risky and
Yeah.
I don't use a condom, I immediately like will go get a.
Plan B.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm infertile. Remember?
That's right. The eggs is fried.
Eggs are fried. No, I'll go get a test done like
Yeah.
in a couple of days after that because
Yeah.
unless it like if I've been with someone that's new,
Right,
you know,
right,
and then I
right.
don't use a condom.
Yeah, I got
But
you.
I'm for condoms because they have like the ribbed condoms,
Right, yeah.
her pleasure condoms, the warming ones,
Yes.
the cooling ones,
The ones that look like bomb pops.
Yeah,
It's like
the-
multicolored.
Literally, and they're just so much
Ones
more
that look
fun.
like your hair,
Literally.
probably.
I
It's like 3 shades of
literally.
pink.
You know, some of them glow in the dark.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
It's like I can't see you, but I can see your bright, shiny
literally,
cock.
it's fun now. It's fun to wear a condom.
You ever? I've never encountered. I've seen like movies, TV shows. Have you ever fucked with a dental dam? Have you ever?
No,
I don't even know where you get one.
I saw
Sex
them
shop?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I saw them.
Do you want to talk about that on the?
Yeah, we can.
Okay,
I talked
cool.
about it on mine last
Okay,
episode.
cool.
So.
Well, but okay. So pro condom, pro dental dam.
I've never used a dental dam.
Yeah, it seems like if you're blowing somebody or eating out a pussy, it seems like I'm not going to do this unless I'm comfortable with what they got going on downstairs.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know sexually transmitted diseases can be obtained via oral contact,
Yeah.
but it's not as common.
Yeah, it's really not as common because
Although I did have a scare. This I got a BJ from a lady, and she texted me like the week later, and she said, "I just tested positive for chlamydia," because she was having something going on downstairs, and that's why we didn't have sex. And she gave me a BJ, and then she said, "So I went to Planned Parenthood because I know that they do free testing, and I got tested, and they put me on an antibiotic. I'm cool, no chlamyds. I don't even think I had it to begin with, but they were like, well, you could get it."
Preventative,
yes. So
measure.
I'm all good now. So
I've had chlamydia
Oh, yeah?
twice. No,
Oh yeah.
3 times in my life.
There's this comedian Shay Dorina that I really like, who's had it like 6 times.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a whore, dude.
Listen, the thing is with chlamydia. Well, the thing is with STIs. So STDs, disease.
Yeah. Eyes,
Yes.
infection, disease. Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
Infection. The thing is, it's a lot. It's still in your DNA, so you might as well call it a disease because once you get that like chlamydia, gonorrhea, whatever, that it you know it gets into
herpes is a disease, not an infection.
disease. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but it like plays a part in your DNA. So like
crazy.
If you are to come into contact with a carrier of it, it's so much worse for the other person who has already had it.
I didn't know that.
So
wow.
Yeah, so I've gotten it a couple of times.
Have you gotten the double bad one?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. Only the clap, honey.
Clap is gonorrhea, right?
Clap is
Okay.
Here in Lubbock, clap is both gonorrhea and chlamydia.
Okay.
But
do you know why they call it the clap?
No.
This could be wrong.
I'm excited.
This could be wrong. This could be 100% wrong. but
don't quote him on this. Okay?
This goes back to like the Old West. You know, when they had like whorehouses and stuff, or whatever, sex worker houses.
Yeah.
If I watch the Old Western, it's like, oh, I'm going to go down to the sex worker house and give me a sex worker. No, that's not what they called it.
The affiliation house.
So the infection is in like your urethra or whatever.
Yeah.
The guys would go and they would clap it out. They would clap it out until basically, yeah. I had a friend in college. He got something from a woman, and the doctor's like, yeah, there's not really anything I can give you. It's just an infection in your urethra. So he said he looked it up online or something, and he got a needle and put it in alcohol and stuck it up his urethra. Yeah, and
do you know what that's called?
No, what is it called?
It's called urethral
Fucking painful.
sounding.
Urethral sounding. I have heard of sounding in another term, like a musical. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, sounding.
Where you put the rods in your.
Did they do that? Did women do that as well?
No, you can't do it.
So just guys.
Yeah.
Just guys.
Well, and like
sticking something up the pee hole sounds so painful.
Yeah, and like with women, like ours is like.
Yeah,
you can't stretch.
Yeah, y'all's urethras.
Everything else is made for stretchiness.
Yeah,
that is not.
Yeah,
made
the
for
vagina.
stretchiness.
See, here's a fun fact, and you've probably had to tell these guys: women don't pee out their vaginas.
Yeah, they don't.
The urethra is in the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
buttholes around the corner. You know,
yep.
But
yeah, usually the
it's all different.
The pee hole.
Yeah.
Usually the pee hole is right by that little squiggly clit thingy.
Yeah. There you go. Boom.
It's under it.
The more you know.
Literally, people think that like pee comes out of your clit.
Nope. Pee comes out of your clit.
Yeah.
I got a clit full of pee.
Literally, because it's like. Well, like most, I've come across people that believe that.
Yeah,
and I'm
even
like,
women don't know how their own plumbing works.
I mean, it's near there. It's kind of under it, but it's not your clit.
Get a mirror, ladies.
Yeah, get a mirror. And I.
Well,
think
if they have so much pubic hair, you can't see.
Yeah.
Greek women, they don't know.
No, they don't. Some. Maybe I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, it's fine. We've gotten kind of anatomical on this. Yeah.
Oh, but. The only reason I know about urethral sounding is because we carry them at the sex shop.
Oh, wow! Is it a sex thing too?
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all,
it's a pleasure thing.
Y'all, and can I go and buy a speculum?
A what?
A speculum?
What's that?
The thing that OBGYN uses to look at the cervix.
Oh, no, we don't sell that.
So I saw one. There was like I forget, it was called Night Songs. It was a sex shop / head shop in the mall in Amarillo. I don't know if it's still open. I used to live in Amarillo for a few years, and they in the front, it was kind of like Spencer's. In the front, they had like gag gifts and bongs and stuff, but they had a little beaded curtain area where you could get dildos, and there was a full on fucking speculum.
Damn!
And my ex-wife,
I didn't know it was called that.
Yeah, a speculum, because
I call it
guess
the clamp.
The clamp, yeah, it's so they can speculate your.
Yeah. Smart.
So, do you like working at the sex shop?
Yes, I do. It
seems
fun.
Interesting.
I am actually in a. It's called Evaluate You. Mm-hmm. It's a sex course on like like how to practice safe sex, what is meant for this, how to increase like your pleasure play and all this stuff. But it's like really informative, and so I'm taking it. So right when
people
now.
Ask for tips and stuff, they're like, "What's the best vibrator for me?" Mm-hmm. And you're like, "This one."
Yeah.
Let me take a look at your pussy and see where your clit is.
Open that thing up. Open that thing up.
We got a back room. It's like when women go into bra stores and they're like, "Can you do my band measurement?" Yep. It's like you can find out the best.
That shit is so embarrassing.
Have you gotten measured for your bandwidth? Really?
Yes, and guess what? My dad took me to do that.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was 13.
I feel like just a training bra is going to work. Here's like, you're a C cup.
Yeah. No, but I got really full when I hit puberty.
Oh, I wasn't even trying to ask you that. That's
so
personal.
I couldn't use a training bra.
Oh, really? So you had to go on full on big girl bra.
Mm-hmm. Hey. And now my boobs have like stayed the same now.
That's good because some ladies get that macromastia and they just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
If you have that, call me.
I actually have a friend who's about to get a reduction.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, I've talked to women that have had that, and one of my old coworkers, she moved up to Colorado, and she posted online. And I'm like, and I didn't even think her. I mean, she had sizable bosoms, but I posted on there like, that's like slapping God in the face, and she's like, well, you carry these things around. I'm like, all right.
Speaking of that, I touched her tits at Thanksgiving.
Oh, your friend?
Yeah, and all tissue.
All tissue.
No fat at all.
Really?
It is all fucking. They were hard.
Wow.
She's a double D.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, because most
she
titties are
needs
real
one.
soft. Most titties are real soft.
Yep. So
yeah, because
she
it's
has to
heavy.
get one.
Yeah, it's
heavy
gonna get
as
heavy.
fuck. Back problems.
Wow.
She's an old lady. She's like this.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I could
sometimes
I
it's
could see
needed.
that. Okay, so we have a segment that I have not brought back on the podcast. So this is the Breaking Hyman podcast. How'd you get your hymen broke?
I love that.
We asked the virginity question.
Oh my God! You know what?
Rafa answered, Dave answered, but then I haven't asked it since then. Rainey kind of opted out a little bit.
Okay. You know what? You're giving me good insight for mine. I might do something similar.
Yeah. So
when I had guests on, I would ask them their zodiac sign, but now I'm thinking of something different.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
So
It can be brief, but we just want to know the circumstance and who the person was to you. If it was a good, obviously.
I had a great time.
That's awesome.
Losing my virginity. And
Sweet.
most women do not get that chance.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm so like sexually active and so like
Positive.
Hypersexual, positive, yeah.
You're like, this is great. I want to do this forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not gonna lie though, it definitely hurt.
Oh,
but
wow.
I had a blast. So
Getting blasted.
here's the scene. July 4th.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
I know. And
This most recent July 4th?
No, bitch. No, I was 17.
Okay. That's not a bad age. That's a good age.
Yeah.
That's a good age.
Had my first kiss at 16
Okay.
and then lost my virginity at 17.
Cool.
But I had known this guy, so thankfully I got to enjoy every single prom of my high school.
Cool.
So I got invited to all these. So my junior
Where'd you go to
year-
high school?
Roosevelt.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yep. So I got invited my sophomore year. Yeah. My sophomore year. And I met this guy. And he was like seeing one of my friends, but like he didn't really like her. And he just kind of took like a liking to me. And so I was like... And she's
Pink hair, obvious.
Yeah, well,
you didn't have
I
pink
didn't
hair
have
then.
pink hair. But she was kind of bitchy.
Okay.
So I understood. So like I just went for it because I was like, he's cute, whatever.
You're 17. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. And so then we talk, and then this was not my sophomore year. This is my junior year. Sorry. We talk, and then he ends up graduating. He was a senior. He didn't go to our school.
Okay.
And so we went on a couple of dates in the summer. And so we had this like little summer fling, and I was singing Summer Boy by Lady Gaga every goddamn day. Every goddamn day. I was just so happy to be around him. And so
that's nice.
he was leaving for Corpus Christi for like theater.
Oh, okay.
He was gonna go do theater down there.
Theater kid. Okay.
Yeah, theater kid. And I think that's also, I was a theater kid too. So
okay.
like
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so we would just like belt shit in the car. Amazing singer. He played the piano too. And
Was he gay?
No, he wasn't. And so we're just going on a couple of dates or whatever, and then he would like drop me off, and then he would go back home, which was like an hour away from Lubbock. I forgot where it was.
Okay.
But one night, my parents had been out of town, or my dad and my stepmom had been out of town, and so the house was empty. And I was over at my mom's this whole time because they were out of town.
Right.
And so I was like, I came up with the perfect plan.
Yes.
The perfect
The
plan.
plan to lose the V card.
Literally, he picked me up. I told my mom and my grandma that I was going on a date, and
Okay.
we did go on a date. And then we went to my dad's house
Okay.
after. And then I was like, I had white sheets at my dad's house.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And so I was thinking, I was like, okay, maybe we put a towel down.
Oh, wow. You pre-planned this and
Yeah,
everything.
like maybe, because I had been like giving blowjobs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
before.
So you already,
and I was like fooling around before I
Yeah,
had sex,
sure.
So I knew after my first kiss that like jolted something in
Yeah,
me,
got it.
So I knew,
Mm-hmm.
something's gonna happen. There might be blood. Whatever.
Yeah, like that movie.
Yeah,
There will be
literally.
blood.
And so the only thing I remember is sometimes I think back on it and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I didn't have sex with him because
yeah.
I pulled down his pants to give him a blowjob.
Oh, man.
That motherfucker was too huge.
Oh, too huge. I thought you were going to go the other way.
No.
Oh, man.
No, and I immediately
Oh.
literally I was like, oh my God, like this
Well,
just
no
got scary.
wonder it hurt.
Yeah, this just got scary kind of thing. And so
Pick a 5-incher for your first time, ladies.
Literally, not a 7. Nah, fuck.
7, 8,
I
12?
think it was like
12.
that's crazy. No, I think very close to 7.
Okay,
I'm trying to
okay.
picture his dick.
Well,
in my
and
mind.
for a first timer, like now, I assume now, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, first time, that's
yeah.
like,
Well, and he's this like 18-year-old fucking 6'3" white man.
oh, so he was he had the BWC.
Yeah,
lanky.
lanky.
You didn't know the stereotypes. You didn't know that a tall white guy,
No, I
tall skinny
didn't.
white guy is going to have a huge dong.
And I
'cause
had
they
only
always
seen
did.
like one or two dicks before this.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And so they were pretty average. So it was like, I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Man.
And I got back for a second and he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm just really nervous right
Someday
now.
I want to have to ask a woman that when they see my dick. Are you okay?
Okay. No, and I'm like, I just need a second.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of nervous right now. And he just made me feel really comfortable.
Aw, that's
and
nice.
I did bleed a lot. Cherry
Yeah.
popped, honey.
Cherry was popped. Hyman was broken.
Yes, absolutely.
Breaking
So,
Hyman podcast. It says it right here.
It's all green right now. Literally.
Glad you didn't wear anything green.
Yeah. I know
well,
because
that's
last
2 weeks
week,
ago,
yeah,
yeah.
I was wearing green and then
Well,
fucking
Grace had something green.
Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks,
The
2 or
wig.
3 weeks ago, we had Noah that you know, that's the improv group. He
Yeah.
was wearing his Baylor hat, and it was green, and it
Yeah.
was kind of like, ah.
No, yeah.
But hey,
But yeah.
thank you so much for sharing that story.
Of course. I had a
So,
great
are
time.
you still in touch with the?
No, not really.
That's okay.
I after I graduated from high school, I took a trip down to South Padre with my family.
Oh, okay.
But I took my own car because
Okay.
I went to go see him after.
Oh, okay, that's not too far away. Yeah,
And yeah, so we had a good time and
nice.
Yeah.
It fit this time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was much better this time.
Yeah.
And then
Great.
I haven't really seen him since. We used to talk
Well,
little
it's
bit.
obviously a fond memory for
Yeah,
you.
it's very good. And I have nothing but love for that dude.
That's great.
Super
and,
cool guy.
And for me, in most cases, most of the women that I have been with also have fond memories, except for the ex-wife.
Yeah. Fuck the ex-wife.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, of course.
If you decide to have male guests, I would love to come on your
Yes,
podcast at some point.
I'm still thinking about it.
Hey, no
but
pressure.
You're definitely an option because you talk a lot.
Yay! Hey, thanks for checking out the podcast. Watch the Big Pink PP show
Hell
with
yeah.
PP and Grace, and y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.